I'm multitasking, yeah.
Yeah, it's...
Thank you.
So you have haters now.
I'm
Envious people.
wait until they find out what's my plan of action with Stefan.
Yeah.
Because this lady was asking for the paper
Yeah.
that I'm missing, but don't worry, I'll figure that out. I miss this a lot. Venezuelanka snajka.
Yes, exactly. Naša
So-
snajka, domaća.
Domaća. Whatever you think about this job is completely different than what you expect. So expect the unexpected. It's always going to be better. I promise. Not because
Not because you live in Serbia
Not
and
because
you're
I
married
live in Serbia or I married Serbian, but there is something about Serbian doctors and Serbian nurses that really stands out.
Yeah.
And the video kill it.
Good.
Video kill it.
Dobar dan i dobro nam došli u još jednu epizodu Stefan rad na brodu. Danas na kanalu ponovo imamo Dr Saru, danas trenutno u funkciji kao Sales and Revenue Supervisor za sve doktore koji su trenutno na kruzeru. Verovatno se sjećate Dr Sare iz prvog videa, a sada ćemo da pričamo malo o tome kako izgleda na njenoj poziciji supervizora. Dobar dan i dobro nam došla.
Hvala puno, hvala puno.
How are you doing?
I'm great, happy to see you again.
Fantastic. I wanted first and foremost to congratulate you officially on the screen at least.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I know that you sent me immediately when you became a Sales and Revenue Supervisor.
Yes.
This is definitely a position that you are more than deserved for. You've been with the company for a long time and your input is very, very good.
Thank you so much, appreciate it. Very happy and very excited for what's coming.
You love it so far?
Yes, it's a lot, but I'm very excited because I think it's a new experience. Every new experience comes with a huge responsibility, but I'm very happy.
Yeah, we're recording right now in July. We did the first video back in December when we were both on the Norwegian Encore.
Yeah.
I was a spa manager and you were my Medi Spa physician running the Medi Spa clinic on board Norwegian Encore. And then you became promoted around March or February?
I think the offer came around April. Yeah,
Amazing.
because I finished my contract at the end of February, got a couple of months in between off.
At
and
least
then-
some
Yes.
some land time for
Yeah,
you.
and then it would be, I started on 1st of May.
1st of May officially, but even before that you were running the things behind the scenes.
Yes, yes.
You already met some of the amazing doctors, even from Serbia. I know that you met Dr. Ana, right?
Yes, Dr. Ana, as well as a few nurses.
Yeah.
Nurse Milica and
Nurse Jovana, we have doctor from Turkey, Dr.
Yes.
Ashley Khan as well. So all amazing doctors that started their first contract.
Yeah.
You were there with their Miami training?
yes, I did. I was part of the Medi Spa Miami training in May and fully involved in the training in June. And then I'll be there every time.
Good, that's a good thing. So at least some familiar face, let's say
Yes.
at least through the screen, they can expect to have your support on the training.
Definitely. And not only there, before, during, and after, especially after. The new position comes as, let's say, supervisor for all Medi Spa physicians and nurses. So pretty much I will be the one who's going to make sure that every single part of the job is met and exceed. Not only, the part where you need to develop yourself in public speaking, but also how do you do a proper consultation? How do you self-promote yourself? How do you work as a team player? It's a lot, but it's very, very worth it.
Very rewarding as well.
Yeah.
But those aspects of business, as we mentioned throughout the video, such as public speaking, proactivity in marketing wise, those are all skills that they can develop and that they are going to be very beneficial while working on board a cruise ship.
Yes, and not only for this job, but it can be replicated across your entire career. And I think as doctors or nurses in medical school or in nursing school, we were never taught about how to be your own or your best self-promoter. We really don't have that skill, and I think this job allows you to understand better how do you talk about yourself and what you do and how you promote the treatments that you provide, or every aspect of your career. How do you make it possible in a way that looks natural and professional?
Which is very, very important. We always want to make a nice youthful appearance, like somebody had an amazing vacation before they arrive back home.
Yes.
Got back in action.
Yeah.
Walk us through a little bit about the Miami training. How does that look like? It's around 5 days, 5 to 7 days?
Yeah. So the entire purpose of the training is to give you all the tools that you need to be successful on board. It's a very intense training. There's a lot of information that you also need to gather before you go there, like a pre-training learning. Yeah, where you pretty much have every single part of the job addressed. For example, what treatments will you offer? Which products are you going to use? What are the techniques? And once you kind of have that information in your head, the Miami training is more about understanding how your day-to-day will be.
Yeah, like, and putting everything in place.
Yes, a lot of role play about consultations. How do you speak with your guests? How do you explain the treatments that you offer? And it's pretty much a very intense training on how you address your guest concerns and what would be the best option for them. So it's a very individualized one-on-one training, and it's a very good approach exactly for anyone who goes there. So it's a lot, but it's worth it. So.
Yeah. On my Zoom calls, I always try to prepare at least at some level, of course, until they arrive to Miami, they are going to be faced with everything. Yeah. But I always try to mention importance of the personalized approach and the importance of the consultation, because this is actually where you build a rapport with the guest, you consult with the guest, you find what's the guest's true concern, and you as a expert, as a Medi Spa physician, you dedicate your expertise to finding the right results and right treatments.
Yeah, and we have a huge team that supports you. Currently, our medical director, which is Dr. John Martin, he's in charge of all the, let's say, practical part of the training, which is super exciting. I think that's the part where everybody gets excited because that's when you face that you will be in charge of making every single decision. Which person are you going to choose? Are they right candidates? Which treatments are you going to offer? How are you going to explain how the treatments are going to work? So it's a lot of information that is crucial for what you do. I will always recommend Medi Spa policies are going to be your mantra. So you need to always follow the guidance of the policies. Probably you will have a bunch of questions. The answers are most probably there.
Yeah, and protocols, things about protocols are also very important. Yeah. And following the right policy and procedure, because this is in line with the with guidance of the OneSpaWorld company's policy. Once you stick to those policies, if you don't go against those or across the line, you protect yourself and you protect the company as well. You just stay in guidelines of
and it's so simple. Once you understand that everything has a reasoning behind it, and you just don't need to think out of the box, just make sure that everything that you do makes sense, is logical, and with ethics and enthusiasm with what you do, it's definitely going to show that you are very professional, that you're result driven, you're very proactive, and you're going to be very successful.
Yeah, definitely. You just provide an amazing service that is by the standards, and the guests are going to love it. And they also fall in love. That's part of the consultation where the guest actually falls in love with you as a doctor.
Yes, and there's a lot of charisma involved in this job, and that I get a lot of questions about that because not everybody is a bubbly person like I am. But you don't necessarily need to be someone else. I think authenticity pays off. And even if you consider that you're too quiet for this job, and maybe you're a little bit shy and you're a little bit embarrassed to talk, it's a skill that requires practice. Yeah. And
it's definitely a skill because you practice it and it becomes better.
Yeah, and believe me, if I could show you a video of when I started in this company back in 2018, you wouldn't recognize me. Yeah. I was extremely shy. I was, very nervous. My language proficiency was not what it is today. So all of that is going to get better the more you practice and the more that you trust the process, that is going to get better.
Yeah, you never want to shell yourself and close off. I always try to encourage, even on the Zoom calls, to people that confidence is very important and your personality. So what you put into it, confidence-wise and personality-wise, it's going to differentiate you from everybody else, even in the team and on the training as well.
Exactly. And it's a job that is very relaxing once you understand that if you are unapologetically yourself, you follow the policies of the job, you follow regulations, you also realize that you don't need to think too much, just be yourself and enjoy the job because you can enjoy it a lot.
Exactly. I completely agree. Being able to see it firsthand with working more than 20, 30 even doctors throughout my career, and from, of course, your perspective as well.
Yeah.
It's very pleasant and very rewarding work environment when you're a Medi Spa physician on board a cruise ship working in the spa.
Definitely.
There's nothing like that.
Nothing like it. And I think sometimes, especially if you're looking at this video and you want to give it a try to this job, but you think that you might not be the right fit, it has to do with how much are you willing to adapt to a new environment and how much are you willing to learn about everything, but especially about yourself. So, give it a try. It's an experience that can trespass not only the job on ships, but also it can be implemented in your life and in your career, and it's going to help you a lot.
And it's definitely going to change your life for the better.
Yeah.
If we look from your perspective,
Yeah.
you're from Venezuela, and working as a medical doctor there, and right now you're a sales and revenue supervisor, living in Serbia, in Mladenovac, married in Mladenovac.
Yeah.
So you are living the dream.
Yeah. Yes. It's a very unique experience. Embrace the changes, because it's a job that it's never the same, and it brings you a lot of new opportunities, not only professionally but also personally if you want to. So you meet a lot of new people every day, and it's very rewarding.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And any modality, not just a Medi Spa physician, whatever modality we employ, it's an additional stepping out of the comfort zone and becoming different version of yourself, which I 100% agree. When we talk about logistics about the Miami training, we do them once a month. We offer 10 to 12 courses a year, and they are joined with Medi Spa physicians and IV nurses, right?
Yes, exactly. So currently I believe we're running, I would say 12 trainings a year, probably sometimes even 13 to 14 trainings a year. And it's Medi Spa physicians and IV specialists. It is a training that goes from 8 in the morning all the way through 5 p.m. You have an hour break for lunch and relax a bit, and then you have breaks in between, but it's pretty intense, but it's extremely worth it, because every single question that you might have, it's answered there. And as well, we don't only talk about Medi Spa treatments, but also in the IV formulas and the different treatments that we offer for IV specialists.
Definitely. And then you become involved in the whole work environment of working in the spa department as a team member, as a valuable team member in the spa, because as a Medi Spa physician, you're able to contribute revenue-wise quite a lot. And then you understand that working as a team member, sometimes coming from the medical field, being a doctor, maybe the team environment and teamwork is maybe not your first-hand nature, but you then understand working with a massage therapist, with a beautician, they become your best friend.
Exactly. So it's going to be completely different than what you do on land. You don't work on a clinic or in a hospital. You are in a spa. So the entire team has different positions on board. You work with a huge team that can go as small as 8 or as big as 48. It depends on the size of the ship. And then you work with everybody. Like you have a spa manager, assistant spa manager, or receptionist. You have also another colleague, which is the acupuncturist.
Yes, another
doctor that specializes in Chinese medicine and acupuncture. And then you have nail technicians, massage therapists, as well as facialists. And it's a very big team that the faster you learn that all of them are there to help you be successful and help drive your business, and you should do as well. So it's a two-way road. It's really beneficial that you understand that they are there for you and with you to help the spa be successful as an entire department.
Yeah, because once you have 50 people, 48, let's say, talking about your treatments, you have bigger exposure. And then especially if you have a good connection with those therapists, they are going to put a good word about you and say that you deliver amazing results, which you do because you're trained in Miami.
Exactly, and then I feel that part of being a team player, and I believe I said the same thing on the first video.
Maybe, who's to say?
You need to be a team player. You need to be approachable, and you actually need to understand that your team is there for you, And also, probably you are the only Medi Spa physician there or the only IV specialist. You're going to be the only one providing those treatments, but you are part of a big team. So the more you help them to do better, the more they will help you to do better as well.
Definitely. And then your business is going to be much higher, and you're going to make more money for yourself and for the company.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, this is what we call cross promotions. Is when the team members actually help you to to recommend treatments for their guests that are coming for example, for a massage or a nail appointment. And then they talk about you and who you are and what treatments you offer and what results you offer while they're on vacation. The reason why you're there as Medi Spa doctor or as a nurse is because majority of these guests that are on vacation, they don't have time on land to get these treatments done. So it's absolutely convenient for them. So the more your team understands, who you are, what you do, how great and amazing you are, the more they will talk about you, and the more you have the opportunity to see more guests and provide these consultations and provide these treatments.
Definitely. Once when we talk about, sometimes it happens, questions on the Zoom, is there going to be any other medical doctor on board, or am I connected to any emergencies on board? Very important thing to understand that once you are employed as a Medi Spa physician, you're pretty much in charge of your department on board. You don't respond to any emergencies. You don't have additional duties, right?
You on board are the fun doctor. You are going to be actually the only doctor that they would like to see. So you don't need to be worried about anything that happens in the medical center. It's a completely different department. So you don't need to be worried about any emergencies when it comes to health-related emergencies. It's going to be only an anti-aging emergency.
Exactly. And
so facial rejuvenation, and you are just going to help them to feel and look their best.
And they're going to love you.
Yeah, they're going to love you, and you don't have any part, you don't play any part or role in the medical department. Of course, we work on a ship, so it's going to feel different once you understand that your role is going to only be providing Medi Spa treatments, or if you're an IV specialist, only IV treatments, IV therapies, exactly, or IV infusions. So it's going to feel very different because you're not going to feel that you are in a hospital or in a clinic. You are in a skin clinic, or you are in an IV lounge, which feels pretty luxurious, and it's a very enjoyable experience because you don't need to be worried about any medical emergencies.
Any additional things.
No,
yeah,
no.
You're not going to be woken up in the middle of the sleep.
No. You work, only spa hours.
Yeah, definitely. Even though we have a Medi Spa physician, which is a medical doctor on board in the spa department, and IV nurse as well, on majority of the ships, they are not necessarily correlated, and there is no supervision amongst each other. So their direct supervisor is spa manager. You as a Medi Spa physician, you're not supervisor of IV nurse on board. Everybody runs pretty much their own business.
Exactly, yeah. So you are gonna have certain situations where the Medi Spa physician and the IV nurse usually work really close together, because whoever wants to look good also wants to feel good. But your spa manager is the person that is in charge of you while you're on board.
And then you are the second.
And I'm the second in line. I'm actually the person that you can contact if you have any concerns or questions. I'm a huge believer that there is no such a thing as a stupid question. So don't be embarrassed if you want to ask something and maybe you don't want to ask it to your manager, because maybe it's more about technicalities or treatments or formulas or about treatment techniques, and don't hesitate to reach out to me individually. I'm always a message away.
Well, there is no better person to be asked, because being a successful Medi Spa physician and now being in this role, you will definitely going to be an asset to all the doctors, not just first contract doctors. Sometimes there are doctors that do second, third contract, that they maybe get stuck in their mindset.
And it's great. Exactly. And I think it's great to hear somebody else's experience. And, there is no wrong ways to do things. Everybody has a different, approach to the same job that we offer, but it's always good to have help. Because maybe you think that you have it all in your head and maybe you know it all, you're going to do great. Just to let you know, I'm always here to help you.
And very approachable and very easy.
Because I wish I had somebody that approachable back when I started. I think I was always the kind of person, I'll figure it out on my own. I can do it on my own. that's great, but you don't have to. If you feel that you need anybody to help you or guide you, or if you have any questions, and I'm here to help.
Yeah, before there wasn't such a thing. Even when I was a young manager, we didn't have necessarily a sales and revenue supervisor that was coming with such a strong background of success. 6 contract on mega ships, amazing revenue.
Yeah, I
think I need to say, and then you can actually show them like firsthand what is possible.
Yeah, you have to practice what you preach. That is for sure. And I think I don't consider myself someone who is smarter than everybody else's. I would say you don't necessarily need to have God-given abilities to do this job. It's not a difficult job. It's also not easy. It's just very different. So the more you practice, the more you get better. And you need to understand that it's a learning curve that you need to respect. It gets better the more you do it.
Exactly.
So if you feel stuck, let me help you get unstuck from whatever you are doing, and let's do better faster.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Amazing. When we talk about, from your perspective now as a sales and revenue supervisor, I know that you've done it few months only, but what you have seen that is important to mention, maybe somebody that is watching right now and thinking about becoming a doctor and in first contract, what is the first thing that they need to have in their mind?
Don't panic.
Good, don't panic.
Don't panic. That's rule number 1, because it's so different that sometimes you have these thoughts that it's a lot to digest, and it's so different. I cannot do it. I need to speak in English 100% of the time. It's a lot. Don't panic. That would be the first. And the second would be you will get better the more you get out of the comfort zone. Yeah. If you are already thinking about getting this job and giving yourself an opportunity, don't get cold feet. It's gonna get better once you are into it, because we can tell you everything about how the experience is, but you only feel it once you are on board. On your ship, it's going to be your own place, your own clinic, your own IV lounge. So everything is going to feel very new. Change that, feelings of being nervous to being excited, because it's a once in a lifetime experience. So don't panic, and understand that there is a process of you getting better and better the more you do things. Yeah. Let's say speaking in public, let's say doing a consultation for Medi Spa treatments, doing a consultations for IV infusions, or providing a treatment, or working with a big spa team or a small spa team. All of that takes time to get used to it. So trust the process.
Yeah, I 100% agree, because the things are repetitive nature. So you get to practice.
Yeah.
Each cruise is a new cruise. Each cruise is a new set of people that you're going to do Medi Spa talk one more time. Yeah. At least try to say something different. Maybe try to dress up differently.
Yeah. Yes. I would say it's a routine.
Yeah.
It's sometimes, you can do the same itinerary, or you can do 7 days cruises, and it might feel that you are doing the same thing, but you will never have the same guest. It's very rare when you see the same guest on one contract. It very rarely happened to me that I saw the same guest on the same contract. So everybody is different.
Yeah, you just now have people asking you, what is your next ship, so they can come to you.
Yeah, it has happened as well. So it is more about enjoy it. Yeah. It's hard when you have so many new things to learn, but once you learn and get better, enjoy it, because there's nothing that can be compared with this job. Yeah. I would say. And then, try to speak differently every time. Try to actually get to know your guests and connect with them, because the reason why they like you is not because of the treatments you offer, but because of who you are. Yeah. Your accent is different. Your approach is different. Your authenticity is the biggest asset that you could have. So never try to be someone that you're not, but just be true to who you are, and it's going to show, and the guests can feel that you are being honest, that you're actually giving a professional recommendation. They're going to love that.
Yeah, proficiency in the work and being a professional is something that is going to elevate at your performance.
Yeah.
So definitely something to be worked on. When we talk about our IV nurses, is it true that the best nurses are from Serbia and the Balkan area? Let's just say for the sake of the video, no.
I hope I don't get in trouble, but yeah, I agree with your message. Yeah, I mean, it's not because I don't want to sound like I'm biased. Not because
you live in Serbia.
Not because I live in Serbia or I married Serbian, but there is something about Serbian doctors and Serbian nurses that really stands out. I hope there's no Venezuelans watching this video. Nothing against my paisano.
We love Venezuelan doctors as well, and
yes,
nurses.
I believe I haven't seen the first nurse from Venezuela, but Balkans really are coming strong into OneSpaWorld. So
this is why we are here.
Yeah, so
to take over.
It's pretty cool because I do feel that there is a special place in your heart because Venezuelanka snajka.
Yes, exactly. Naša snajka, domaća.
Domaća. So it's very rewarding to see Serbian or even Balkan, anywhere around the region being so strong at understanding how the job gets done, delivering great results, and seeing them being successful and being happy.
And making a lot of money.
Yeah, yes, definitely. Yeah, it's very rewarding to see that. As a supervisor for Medi Spa doctors and nurses, it's just amazing for me to see you being so good.
Because how the company is set up, once you are happy with what you're making and how successful you are, we are more than happy, because if you are happy with how much money you're making, we would be most definitely happy with what you're making.
Exactly, yeah, definitely. And I think lately I kept repeating these words because I need to meet so many new people and doctors and nurses. The money that you make for your pocket is only a consequence of something that happens before that is more important, and that's what happens in the consultation. Once the guests understand that you want to help them feel better, look better, they connect with you, they understand how professional and great you are, and money comes naturally.
Because of your experience and being able to actually assist them with any concern.
Yeah, and it's a very good, friendly environment. They're on vacation, they're relaxed, you are there, it's convenient for them. You're 5 minutes walking wherever they are on the ship. So it comes very handy, and they love that you are so, I would say, approachable, and at the same time you can give great results while they're on vacation. Yeah. That's just amazing.
Because it's easy and accessible.
Yeah.
When we talk about Medi Spa physician and even IV nurse, do they get enough time to explore the ports?
Ooh, yes. Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. You're not going to be overworked, I promise, especially because if you have a very business type of mindset, you're going to work when it's busy and you're going to rest when it's not. So there is a lot of free time, especially in popular ports, and you can explore the world. I mean, I was just checking on my Google Maps account from 7 years ago until today, and I visited over 78 countries. I would have never imagined that I could do that before I started.
You have beaten me as well. I did around 60.
There you go.
And you traveled more than me.
Yes, I mean, 78 countries is a lot of places to visit. And it's not like you're touching land and you go back to the ship. No, you go out, you enjoy, you can actually get an excursion or go to visit the places that you are more interested about. You can actually, I would recommend also that you think in advance, so you don't just get to the port and go and explore. Pre-plan ahead so you can enjoy your time off. It can be 3 hours, 4 hours, it can be 8 hours. It all depends on how well you arrange your time off. I always recommend planning in advance so you maximize the time that you're off and you can really enjoy fully.
Yeah, manage your business and manage your time off to the fullest productivity.
You gotta be diligent. Yeah. You gotta be able to switch off as well, and that's something that I am the one to blame. When I was working, I was very I have to work and I was a little bit of a workaholic, but don't do that. You also deserve your time off and you deserve to rest and enjoy, because once you enjoy that part, you're actually gonna perform better. And that's a little trick that I always recommend. Get your time off and fully disconnect when you can. The world is not gonna end. This is not a clinic or a hospital.
Yeah.
You don't have any emergencies. So you need to also enjoy your time off so you can fully live the Medi Spa or the IV specialist experience.
Yeah, definitely, because there's so much things to experience, especially in those two modalities. Very rewarding. Before we conclude the video, tell us how is your clinic going on?
I'm
Is it
excited.
almost getting built?
Yes, definitely. I'm very excited for that.
In Mladenovac, right?
Yes. It's about 35-40 minutes from Belgrade. Nobody else in that area has the experience that I've gathered.
Especially the you that.
Yeah, so it's pretty exciting. I cannot wait to really make it happen.
What is the rough estimate of completion of the whole? I know you had some delays.
I would expect end of September. Yeah. That would be the time frame. I'm very excited.
In Serbia, as we said, you always faliti jedan papir.
I know. Yes, it is, it's the Serbian experience. So yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's you gotta adapt. Like everything in life, but I feel that this job can really get you to where you want to go. And if you have a dream, regardless of the dream that you have, you focus on it, and then this job can really help you achieve it.
Yeah, build your own place, buy your own house, apartment, whatever you want to achieve. It is possible. Whatever you put to this job, you can be very well rewarded, and you can achieve your dreams, definitely. Yes,
I agree. I feel that the most beautiful part is when you're done with your contract and then you realize that if you've done 7 months on land that could be comparable of working a few years.
Yeah.
So think about that. If you're still hesitant, if you really don't know if you want to go and live this experience, the motivation that you should have is go ahead, plan ahead and really think, what do I have to lose?
Yeah.
7 months of hard work and enjoyment, or, staying where I am, stuck where I am, and, a few years will pass by and probably you will not even have the ability to, to make your dreams come true faster as you would if you come to this role on ships.
Especially, I 100% agree. Just looking back in 2019 where I was, and right now being able to achieve everything that I wanted in such a short amount of time.
Exactly. Sounds a little bit individualistic, but it's not. And you should never feel guilty for trying to achieve your own dreams. The world, I promise, in 7 months, once you leave and come back, it will look pretty much the same. Your neighbors will still be your neighbors. Your friends will still be your friends. Nothing will change that much, but you will.
You would be even surprised. Nothing changes.
Nothing changes. So it's great for you, I think, money-wise, but also time-wise. I am someone who has not much of I don't have a lot of patience for myself. For others, yes, but for myself. So I think if you are like me and you want to do things in 7 months instead of 6 years, go for it.
I 100% agree. You've heard it from Dr. Sara, your Sales and Revenue Supervisor. If you embark on this journey, she would be the person to get in touch. Of course, if there is any issues that you would need support from, and you would be meeting her on Miami training.
Very often. You will see my face very often.
Or a name on the emails.
Yeah, or even on the calls. I do a lot of one-on-one calls, or, it calls for different cruise lines. So I do want to say something, just to wrap it up, is whatever you think about this job is completely different than what you expect. So expect the unexpected. It's always going to be better. I promise.
I couldn't have said it better.
Yes.
It's only going to get better.
Yes.
You don't even understand how different it is and what is the potential when it comes to the money as well.
Exactly. And compared to all the positions on board, this is actually a fantastic opportunity. You are a professional. If you want to earn money for your dreams, to make them happen faster, and eventually you get so good at it that you also get to enjoy your time off. And you can also text me one-on-one just to say that, you achieve your targets, that you made great treatments, and then that you're happy. Not only for asking for help, also just to say, I've done a great job. I'll be happy when I receive
Let's get some drinks as well, or coffee. That would be fine as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's always good to see also, doctors getting better and seeing them achieve the dream. So that's the best part.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect, Dr. Sara. Thank you for taking your time out of your vacation. Right now you are currently on vacation.
Yeah.
Coming back to Miami on Sunday, which is, what is on Sunday? What is the date?
The 6th of July.
The 6th of July, yes. you are back in action, meeting our next doctors in Miami. We have Dr. Kemal from Bosnia, and I have one more doctor from South Africa, and all the doctors around the world.
And nurses, yes,
And
definitely.
nurses, yeah.
I mean, thank you for the invite.
Of course, a pleasure always.
Thank you. I really feel that this is completely transparent interview. I love that. And I think I wish I had this when I started. This is all for you to understand how this work is. And the more resources that you have, the more comfortable
better.
you will feel. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for the invite.
Of course, it was a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.